Now that you have created an account in Weebly, you want to log back in with the email you chose with your group and the password you both agreed to. Please uncheck the Remember Me box so that future groups will not be logged in as you to their Weebly account. After you click on Login, you will go to a screen where you can create a site or edit a site that you've already created. You'll see on our screen we already have one site that we could edit, but we're going to click on Add Site to make a new one. The first step is to title your site for this particular project. Make your title somewhat generic, but also something that you will remember. I'm going to call mine Wildcat Global Issues, put it in the education category, and then specifically in class project, and click on Continue. Please make sure to choose the weebly.com domain and then type what you want the URL to be. I'm going to keep it the same as my title, which is available, and then click on Continue. Again, make sure you know it's wildcatglobalissues.weebly.com. This is not going to be just a .com site. Weebly will be a part of the URL you've created. Once the editor page loads, you will notice you have some different options. The page will start with a generic template, but you can then use the Design tab at the top in order to put in different types of templates and make your page look different. On any of the templates, you can edit the picture that Weebly chooses for you. I'm going to choose a design for our page. After choosing a template, you will notice that you can change any images, and then you need to start setting up the elements, the actual parts of the page you're creating. So click back on Elements instead of Design and start dragging and dropping the types of things you want on your page. So for example, everyone needs to have a title, so you need to drag in the title text element that you can then edit by changing what is typed on the page. You can then drag in more elements like picture, paragraph with a picture, just a paragraph, all kinds of different things. On your home page, be sure to give your viewers of your page enough information to know the purpose of this class website. If you want two elements next to each other, use the two-column layout and then drag in the element you want to appear side by side. So here we're putting a paragraph picture on one side, and then we're going to put just a picture on the other side. When you are editing different elements, you can put in things like hyperlinks to other web pages. You can bold text, make it bigger, smaller, all of that same kind of thing you can do in a program like Word. So in this case, I'm typing here that I want this paragraph to include a link and some other colors. So I'm going to highlight the text that I want to link out to another site, and then here on this toolbar, I can click on the little chain link, type in the address that I want to use or the URL I want to use, and then click at the bottom to make sure that I've saved that, and now I've hyperlinked this part of the page. I can click on different parts of this toolbar to make my text larger, to change colors, make it italicized, bold, all the normal things you would do with text. We now need to add pages for each person in our group to be able to create their own work. Click on the Pages tab, Add Page, and then title the page something that will work for each person in your group, and click to move on to the next step. You will go back to the Elements page. You'll then see that the page you just created, ours was named Syria, is now in the toolbars at the top. You can click on Syria in order to get back to that page and start dragging in elements just like you did on the home page. Each page you create needs to have a paragraph set up so the person in your group who's going to write this page can get started after we've got the whole entire website set up. Make sure to include the name of the writer of each page somewhere on that page at the top or the bottom, but only include the writer's first name and the first initial of their last name to remain a little bit more private on the web. To wrap up this part of today, make sure that you have a home page set up for your group, you have individual pages set up for each member of your group, and then raise your hand that you've got that ready to go so that one of the teachers can give you another computer so that each person in your group can work on their own page. When you're ready to save, you're actually going to use the Publish button, and then continue, making sure you've chosen Weebly. You can close the pop-up box that comes up and your page is then saved. If you click on the Close button, you can test to make sure it's saved by going to a new window and typing in the address of your site. In this case, we're going to type in wildcatglobalissues.weebly.com, and you'll see your site without all the edit buttons will pop up so you can see how it's going to look to everyone else. If you need to go back and edit, you'll go back to www.weebly.com and log in. Raise your hand when you've got your pages set up and your home page set up so that a teacher can give you more laptops to be able to use for the rest of the group project.